Last week, we saw how science and faith are often pitted against each other.
As for science versus religion, I'm issuing a restraining order. Religion must stay 500 yards from science at all times.
But actually, science and faith are not enemies. They're the best of friends.
Oh, friend! Oh, new friend!
Science tells us loads about mechanisms and matter, whereas faith tells us all about the maker and his meaning. And so we don't have to choose between them. Faith should make us eager to enter the lab with renewed enthusiasm, to keep on researching God's creation.
Fly, my pretties! Fly! Continue the research.
This week we're thinking about it from the other side. Science is not the enemy of faith. Science should make us eager to enter church with renewed enthusiasm. Let's explore 4 scientific truths that fit the faith story far more than the atheistic story.
Firstly, the idea that everything came from nothing. Scientists now believe in a cosmic beginning. Call it a Big Bang or some other origin story, but the universe, it seems, had a genesis. Without God, though, a universe coming into existence is pretty far-fetched. I mean, as a Christian, I believe in the virgin birth of Jesus, but this is the virgin birth of the cosmos, and there wasn't even a virgin.
I don't believe it!
It makes far more sense to say that there was a God who brought the universe into being.
Secondly, order came from chaos. If we've really come from an explosion, it seems to be the one explosion that has brought life and order to things. The more we've studied this explosion, the more we've seen it to be incredibly well ordered. If it had banged faster by an infinitesimal amount, we'd have flung out into heat death. If it had banged slower by that same amount, we'd have soon crunched back in on ourselves. But we banged just the right amount. Things seem to be incredibly well ordered for life. As a Christian, I believe the miracles of Jesus, where he brings order from chaos. But he is the eternal logic of the cosmos, putting his world right. That makes sense to me. There are miracles because there's a God. What I can't believe is that we live in a miraculously ordered world without a miracle maker.
That doesn't make sense.
Thirdly, life came from non-life. But how do you get life from inorganic matter? We just don't know. With all our money and resources and all our incredible intelligence, we still can't make it happen in the lab. Yet we're meant to believe that it happened without trying.
I've created life!
Lisa, breakfast! We're having waffles!
Ooh, waffles!
As a Christian, I believe in the miracle of the resurrection. I believe the non-living Jesus came back to life. But I believe in a God who raises Jesus. That's a believable miracle for me. What's an unbelievable miracle is the atheistic miracle that life came from non-life without a God of resurrection.
Finally, minds came from mindless matter. Atheist philosopher David Chalmers asks the question, how does the water of the brain turn into the wine of consciousness? Brain chemistry seems like one thing, my conscious experience of the world seems very different. How do we go from one to the other? It looks a very difficult question. It looks like a miracle. But Christians know a guy who can turn water into wine. With him, such miracles make sense. Without him, the miracles we experience around us and the miraculous consciousness with which we experience them seems far more absurd. So, just as faith supports science, science supports faith.
Brian Cox once said this about why the Large Hadron Collider, the LHC, was so important. The LHC is designed to smash bits of matter together at energies never before achieved, so that we can stare at the face of creation.
That's what science at the Large Hadron Collider is all about. We can stare at the face of creation, smash matter together at energies never before achieved. We can stare at the face of creation.
See, even the scientists reach for personal language. At the bottom of it all, we don't want there to be mere particles. We want a face to creation. But if you want a face to creation, you won't get it by smashing particles together. In fact, if you want to stare at a face, I don't recommend you smash anything. Instead, I'd recommend inviting that person in and getting a good look at them.
That's what the Bible is all about. It tells us about the face behind all creation, who showed up in creation. And we can study him, we can study Jesus, not under a microscope, but by studying the historical documents surrounding him. And when we encounter him, there we find something extraordinary, something the Large Hadron Collider can point towards, but can't show us. We can meet the face of creation.
We can stare at the face of creation, smash matter together at energies never before achieved.
We're about to go back to the beginning of time.
Hi guys, thanks for watching another one of our Thorny questions. We hope you've enjoyed our little series on science. We'll be back next week with a new part of this series, but please join us tomorrow lunchtime where we'll be talking about this at our live cast, or you can pick it up on our podcast on Fridays if you missed that. And if you have any thorny questions you'd like us to deal with, please let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe both on Facebook and on YouTube. Thanks very much.